Hello and welcome to Start Select, the video game show from Gamespot UK. I'm Jane Douglas.
And I'm Guy Cocker. Superheroes, Noire thrillers and map packs all feature on this week's show, so here's the rundown.
Guy and I take a look at one of the most popular games on the site right now, that is DC Universe Online.
I take a little peek at the hotly anticipated and highly impressive LA Noire.
And we give away 10 codes for the brand new Call of Duty Black Ops First Strike DLC, as well as the Prestige edition of the game on Xbox 360.
Finally, we're also announcing the winners of our last competition and running down this week's new releases. So crack open the Red Bull and call the pizza guy. This episode of Start Select starts now. First up, Jane and I have handpicked the biggest and juiciest news stories of the week for your delectation. Our first story is titled 3DS eShop to open in May and offer 3D classics. Now, Nintendo President Satoru Iwata, Jane, you know him, you love him.
I will.
He's announced that Nintendo has a new 3D classics line that's going to make its way to the console later on after launch. Basically, they're going to do a firmware update, the first firmware update in May, and it's going to have a lineup of new 3D titles based on Nintendo's existing catalogue, as well as an eShop, web browser, and DSi game transfer. So, what do you think about this?
So we're going to see some retrofitted classic Nintendo DS games.
Which is what they were doing already, I think, but they mean actually specifically getting old titles,
yes,
the likes of maybe Mario 64, maybe even Mario Galaxy if we're really lucky.
Okay.
And then, you know, bringing them to 3D-ifying them,
well,
essentially.
yeah, they'll bulk out the year one lineup, won't it? There'll be plenty of games.
Yeah, they kind of
like there weren't already, in fact.
Yeah. So anything that you're particularly looking forward to? Is there a Zelda game that you'd love to see in 3D?
Yeah, actually Galaxy. I think Galaxy would be really good. And yeah, it's probably got the capability to do that. So I would definitely play it again on a DS.
Come on then. Come on, Nintendo. Galaxy. Let's do this. All right, next news story, Jane.
All right, so UK chart, Dead Space 2 lands number 1. Dead Space 2 took the top spot in this week's UK sales chart, nudging Little Big Planet 2 into second place and continuing the trend for a new number 1 in each week of 2011 so far. Launch sales for the sci-fi horror sequel were up 70% on that of the well-received original game, which entered the chart only at number 6 back in October 2008. So pretty good.
Yeah, so it's paid off for them. They had a sort of sleeper hit with the original. Great game, didn't sell very well.
But
this
received very well critically, right?
And this one received well, sells well.
Yep. So yeah, the survival horror IP of our generation, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Great.
You've been playing it. What do you think?
Superb, actually. It's well deserved the acclaim and the sales. In fact, I wonder how you know that marketing campaign that your mum hates Dead Space. You saw that one. I wonder if that's served them well.
I don't know, actually. It's quite funny.
Yes.
But my mum doesn't hate Dead Space. So I haven't shown it to her yet, but I doubt she'd recoil in horror. You're like,
right.
Get
and
away.
if she did, that wouldn't have sold it to you anyway, right?
No, I'd have it anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. What about the multiplayer?
Multiplayer. You know what? I haven't actually entered my online pass code because it's all about the single player for me. I might visit the multiplayer at some point.
I think so. Yes. All right. Well, remember you can check out both those news stories more in depth, as well as many more. Just head over to gamespot.com/news.
DC Universe Online is one of the most popular games on the site right now, so we thought we'd delve in and give you an introduction to the superhero-filled streets of Gotham and Metropolis.
Lose something?
Greetings,
Okay, so DC Universe Online is one of the most popular games on the site right now. A lot of interest in it, and so a lot of people are already with it and playing it. But we thought for someone who hasn't tried it yet, we'd give you a primer, a little rundown, and maybe a little bit of what the fuss is about, okay?
Yeah, so Jane, you've been playing it.
I have been
You've been superheroing it up and
I've mostly been supervillaining it up.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. So for somebody who hasn't seen anything about the game, the premise, oh gosh, here we go, is that Lex Luthor travels back in time to tell Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman that everyone has to club together to save the world from Brainiac in the future.
Yeah.
So they need to create a whole bunch more superheroes and supervillains, it turns out, by releasing this Brainiac technology on Earth, which creates your superheroes and supervillains, which neatly explains why you're not playing as any of the DC universe characters. So you're not playing as Batman and whatnot, but you are playing as your own original superhero or supervillain alongside or against those characters.
It raises a lot of questions. Where do they get the midichlorians from? Exabytes.
From Brainiac.
Right,
from the bad guy.
Why does he
in the
give them-
future?
In the future.
I don't know.
Okay, so you got to accept this stuff.
You got to accept this,
All
right.
right.
So if you choose a superhero, you spawn into Metropolis in the police department, and if you choose a supervillain, then you come into Gotham in a nightclub in Gotham.
Right.
But the character creator, which is worth taking a look at, and the first thing you'll see, obviously, when you buy the game, you get your 30 days free, and it's pretty deep. So you choose your superhero, supervillain. So that's your morality, and then like obviously your gender and your build and your personality, and your costume is completely customizable down to like individual colors, and similarly like the emblem on your outfit. Also your weapons and your powers style, like your group of powers, so like fire or ice or mental or nature and all of that. And I'm sure there's some more customization options in there as well.
But the big thing is, so you can't be Batman, but you can create someone who looks.
You can't be Batman.
Can't be Batman. I keep trying. I keep going around
You
at
can
night.
create a very Batman-like dude.
You can create someone that looks like
Yes.
him, like Nick Cage in that film Kick-Ass.
Quite in Kick-Ass.
Okay.
There are template characters, so if you're not the kind of person who wants to spend like 2 or 3 hours creating a character, and I mean, you know, why would you? Then you can choose template characters which look uncannily like, you know, the familiar characters. So you can look a little bit like Superman if you want. Yeah.
I'm not the sort of person that want to spend an hour doing my character, but I am the sort of person that would want to put a giant profanity on my chest. Is that going to happen?
No.
Okay.
There's a preset group of emblems, so like letters and you know, like chess pieces,
Right.
and you know, nice, safe, family-friendly emblems.
So moving on
for
from my
information.
giant phallic obsession across my chest, what else can you do? You can create powers. What groups of powers can you have? Can you be like
that comes into the leveling. So you choose your group of powers. So say fire. For my superhero, and then once you start leveling up and you start sinking points into the talent trees, and you get new abilities like related to fire, for example, and also related to your kind of combat, so your weapons group, right? Got it. Okay. Oh, and then there's also personality, which is just a cosmetic option, and it determines what kind of animations you do, like in emotes. So, like your dance animation can be like serious, silly, or like flirty, or whatever.
You dance really seriously.
It's really serious dancing.
Right.
I think that is an option, but for the life of me, I'm not sure what that means. So,
And
yeah.
flirty dance as well.
Flirty dancing.
Right.
I'll capture some of that. We can have it on video.
Okay.
All
Good
right.
stuff. And so, what about the cities themselves? 'Cause I mean, this is the real attraction. You know, getting to fly around Metropolis, and you know, can you hold down a job? And you know, what do you do in Metropolis?
It's not like a life sim, so
Right.
you don't actually have a job like a secret identity or anything like that. That would be cool. No, the environments at Metropolis and Gotham obviously completely different. Like Gotham is really gloomy and kind of gothy, obviously, and
Always
Metropolis always pretty dark. And you got the bat signal in the sky, which is excellent, and you can go check out like Arkham Asylum. In fact, I was quite impressed by how open the city seems to you from the get-go. You know, you're not really kind of controlled in where you go to start off with, although there is a tutorial level on like Brainiac's ship to start off with.
Cyborg, concentrate fire on Luthor while I call down some artillery. Deathstroke.
And you were telling me about flying up to the top of the Daily Planet, and then just some super hardcore guy essentially flicking you off the top.
Well, like I say, I've been playing a supervillain, so I create a superhero just to, you know, go check out Metropolis. And so I'm a level 1, and I climb to the top of LexCorp Tower, which I think is probably the tallest building in Metropolis. And that was just level 30. Supervillain up there, because I was on a PvP server, player versus player server, and you just kicked my ass.
Right.
So that was my experience as a superhero. I'm a bit bullied.
Yeah.
As a superhero.
Oh, that's a bad instance.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm sure it's good just flying around these cities and kind of, you know, seeing what's going on. Can you kind of just get involved fighting random crime? Or?
Yeah, the environments are really impressive, I found. And you do have quests, obviously. It's an MMO, so you've got quest-based things. They've talked a lot about taking the grind out of the game. And I mean, I have leveled quite fast, but I don't know if you can completely remove the grind from an MMO. Anyway, and then there's like instances, so kind of like raids where you'll be with other players, and player versus player events. And locations, that kind of thing.
And so the real superheroes, not the real superheroes, but the superheroes we all know and love.
Canon superheroes.
Canon superheroes.
Right.
They're the ones that dish out the actual quests themselves, and they're the ones that they're your mentor.
Yeah. So, in fact, yeah, right. So they're quest givers, But you may also encounter them, say, like in an instance quest. So you might be fighting, I think I had Huntress as a supervillain we had to fight in an early instance. And they are your mentor characters as well. That's probably one of the more interesting options when in your character creation, is that you choose a superhero, supervillain to be your kind of guide and mentor character, and they'll communicate with you in the game. So like Superman if you're a superhero, or say the Joker if you're a supervillain.
Right, okay. So it sounds like it's pretty good fun. I mean, as someone who's not massively into the MMO scene, is it, you know, it's got a subscription model, you buy the game, it's pretty much the same on PlayStation 3 and PC, but it is going to take you a subscription to keep going with this thing?
Yeah, so it's 30 days up front for free and then £10 a month after that. Between the versions, I've been playing the PS3 one mostly, and the controls do feel good. It feels like an experience that's well tailored for a console experience, if you know what I mean. The combat is like this kind of 2-button combos focused thing, and then your special abilities on top of that. So it's quite frantic, I suppose, at times, in a way that your PC-based MMOs traditionally aren't.
Right.
So yeah.
So it's out now. PlayStation 3, PC. The two are not cross-compatible. So you only play with PS3.
Yeah, if you want to play with your friends, get the same format.
PC, but you've been playing on PlayStation 3. Your natural erring seems to be towards supervillain, which is worrying.
Yeah, well,
if you could be any superhero, you're more of a supervillain. You'd be more of a Lex Luthor
I think
type.
Gotham's a little cooler as well, actually, to be honest with you.
Fair enough.
The Falcones are gonna bust my kneecaps if you take this. And my kid won't get his operation.
So you've been enjoying it, Lee?
Yes. Worth a look. Worth a £10 a month subscription? I don't know, we'll see. I haven't been on it for a month yet, so.
All right.
Bring him to me!
I recently paid Rockstar a visit to get a look at their new Investigate-em-up LA Noire. The game is looking spectacular, so let's go and have a look what we can expect when the game launches in May.
Possible 484 at Sunset and Ivar, 11 King, code 2.
I'm Guy Cocker for Gamespot UK, and I was recently invited down to Rockstar's London studio to see LA Noire in action. The game is being developed by Australia's Team Bondi, whose producer Brendan McNamara you may remember from The Getaway.
Takes a certain animal cunning, lad. Do you think you might be ready for that?
So the guys' names that I've been seeing doing the repairs on the heaters, they're fully licensed and accredited.
The headline feature is the extraordinary facial animation technology, which Rockstar promises is so good you'll be able to see when different characters are lying. Does it have the potential to be a game changer? Well, let's find out.
Spill it, or we take you out in the alley and we knock it out of you.
LA Noire takes place during the late 1940s and puts you in the beat-walking leather shoes of recently returned decorated war veteran Cole Phelps. He joins the Los Angeles Police Department after coming home from the Pacific conflict, and unlike most Rockstar protagonists, he's basically an all-American hero. Cole Phelps is played by actor Aaron Staton, who you may recognise from his role as Ken Cosgrove on Mad Men. Like other actors in the game, Staton's dialogue performance was captured using a technology called motion scanning, which surrounds the actor with dozens of cameras. The result is a cast of characters whose faces look and move with startling similarity to their real-life counterparts.
Cole Phelps, traffic. What have we got?
Eyes shift, lips quiver, and basic demeanor subtleties are all used to drive the game's crime-solving mechanics. Gameplay rewards deduction over dexterity. You'll need to be able to spot those who aren't forthcoming with information or are attempting to lead you down a dud path in order to solve cases. At your disposal are 3 dialogue options for each conversation. You can believe what they're saying, doubt them, or flat out accuse them of something. Accusing a suspect by matching a flaw in their testimony to a piece of proof is enough to get them to roll over, giving up important leads. LA Noire looks to be doing a good job of putting you in a detective's shoes. There are adventure game-esque puzzles to solve, car chases, shootouts, and interrogations, all wrapped up in a story that charts the rise of Hollywood alongside the increase of crime in 1940s LA. What you shouldn't expect from LA Noire is a GTA-style open-world action game, though. While you can jump in your car and drive around the faithfully recreated Los Angeles, you won't be stopping to take your partner for a game of darts at the local pub. There will be events like Crimes in Progress that allow you to stop what you're doing and lend a hand to your fellow boys in blue. However, the idea will be to go from case to case in order to progress Phelps' career from traffic cop to homicide detective.
This is your chance. Don't fail me.
LA Noire flashed a lot of promise in our demo. It's trying a lot of new things, sure, but it also remembers that sometimes people just like to smash cars and shoot bad guys. We're sure to see more of the game in the run-up to its release on the 20th of May in Europe and 17th of May in the US, so keep it locked to Gamespot for more as we get it.
This world is only temporary. I'm helping people be together.
If ever there was a time for extracting a confession, this was it!
Time for new releases. Here's what's on UK store shelves, both real and virtual, in the very near future. It's a week of imaginatively titled games coming up, including way too many exclamation marks. Anyway, here's what you can buy in the UK on Friday, 4th of February.
First up is Two Worlds 2 on the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 and PC. This may well be the first game to ever feature the same word at both the start and end of its title.
Trivia.
Can we check that?
Confirm.
Can we fact check that? Let's just say it. Also, it's a fancy RPG sequel to the 2007 title.
Okay, then we've got Mario vs Donkey Kong Miniland Mayhem. And note the exclamation mark and read accordingly on DS.
Next up is Mario Sports Mix on the Wii.
And Dungeons on PC. Watch out for Mark's review on the site now.
Next up on the release calendar is Nailed, which is on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 and PC.
And Popcat Hits, again note the exclamation mark, on Xbox 360, featuring Bejeweled 2, Astropop, Feeding Frenzy and Peggle.
You're getting all the exclamation marks.
I know.
Popcat Hits, yeah.
No Plants vs Zombies though.
No, that's a disappointment. Sort that out, Popcat.
Okay.
Also released this week was Bionic Commando Rearmed 2. Wait, he's rearmed twice now.
Re-rearmed.
He's rearming, which was made available for download on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 on February the 2nd.
On the Xbox 360, meanwhile, Black Ops fans will find the First Strike map pack has hit Xbox Live for the princely sum of 1,200 Microsoft points.
What does princely mean anyway?
Time for your feedback now. Remember, get in touch with us via Twitter, Facebook and email. We read all your comments and the best ones get featured here and on the podcast. This week we posed this question on Facebook. Portable gaming looks to be hotting up again in 2011. We've run down the latest information on all the devices vying for your money, with the NGP, 3DS, PlayStation Phone and iOS devices out there. Which do you think will come out on top?
You lot said, well, Fahim Fed Udin said, I believe the victor will ultimately be determined by price. The 3DS is hitting the market first, so the best thing Sony can do is compete against it by releasing the NGP at a lower price.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Definitely going to happen. Salacious Crom says 3DS all the way. Problem is Sony said they could make a super powerful handheld. Never thought, should we?
As always, you've always got to think.
Sage.
Think, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should.
Like Jurassic Park, right?
Exactly, like Jurassic Park. Matt Starjan FC Hedges, great name, says NGP so much classier and can do an awful lot more. 3DS is a one-trick pony and it will always be cartoony and childish. It's like moving from Duplo to Lego. Why can't you have both?
Yeah, Duplo and Lego. And from our podcast page, Sad PSP Addict said, have to admit that some of the 3DS games do look pretty good. And also, pretty excited about Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Topspin 4 might be the first Topspin game I've been able to enjoy.
Yes, go Topspin 4. We've also posted the trailer for Platinum Games' latest title, which is called Anarchy Reigns, which is a beat-em-up from the guys who brought you Bayonetta and Vanquish. We asked, are you guys excited?
Danny Rea says, just going by this trailer, I'm not impressed to the point where I'm thinking I need to have this game. In the meantime, I look forward to seeing some gameplay. I've missed slice and dicing with Jack's chainsaw. Yeah, it is very much a teaser.
It is, no gameplay footage, but check it out, it's looking pretty awesome. That's it for your feedback this episode, but remember to post your comments on the Start Select page and we'll read the best out on the next show.
As well as all the latest gaming news, previews and interviews, Start Select is the place for the best competition prizes. This week we've got 10 codes for the brand new Call of Duty Black Ops First Strike DLC, as well as the Prestige edition of the game to give away on Xbox 360 for one lucky winner. But first, time to reveal the winners of last week's competition.
That's right, last time we had 5 copies of Mass Effect 2 to give away on the PlayStation 3. All you had to do to enter was answer this simple question. Name the male and female voice actors who play Commander Shepard in the game. The answers were Jennifer Hale as the female Commander Shepard and Mark Mia as the male Commander Shepard.
And the winners are Steve Wood from Sheffield, Daniel Hibbert from Mansfield, Harinder Tharaj from Nottingham, Hannah James from Kettering, and Rachel Charnock from Manchester. Congrats, you guys. You'll be finding this interstellar space opera plopping through your door shortly.
That's interstellar, not intergalactic.
Correct.
Definitely not intergalactic. This week we've got another amazing competition for you lucky people. That is, one winner will bag themselves a copy of Call of Duty Black Ops. It's a game you might have heard of. And this time it's the Prestige Edition, which contains the game and a bunch of extras, including a blooming remote control car. They'll also get a code to download the newly released First Strike map pack, while 9 runners-up will get a code for the First Strike maps. The new DLC contains 4 new maps, which are available in competitive multiplayer, as well as 1 special new zombie map. It's available on Xbox Live for 1,200 points now.
To enter and be in with a chance of winning, simply answer this question. Treyarch is the developer of Call of Duty Black Ops, of course, but in which American city are they based? If you think you know the answer, get it over along with your name and address, if you please, to competitions@gamespot.co.uk, and do it before 14th of February. That's Valentine's Day. Oh, good luck, and we'll draw the winners on the next episode of Start Select. Thanks for watching this episode of Start Select. We'll be back again in a couple of weeks. In the meantime, you can check out more Start Select goodness, as well as the Gamespot International video content over on YouTube. Point your browser at youtube.com/Gamespot and then post an appropriately scathing comment underneath.
And remember to follow GameSpot UK's Twitter feed, as it provides you not only with the news and activity from the GameSpot UK editorial staff, but much more importantly, we're now within touching distance of beating CNET UK, damn them, and their follower count. Pledge your support over at twitter.com/GameSpot UK.
That's it from us though, and we'll see you next time.